You know, sometimes the most exciting cars aren't the ones with massive engines or flashy price tags, but the ones that change the way people look at driving altogether. And if there's one car that shook the automotive world with that kind of impact, it's the Tata Nano. This little machine has a story that's just as fascinating as its design. When it first came out, it wasn't about luxury, it wasn't about power, it was about possibility, about giving millions of people the chance to own a car who might have never imagined it before. And now, hearing that the Nano could be making a modern comeback with updated design, a hybrid engine, and some surprising new features, well, that's a story worth talking about. Let's start with design. Back in the day, the Nano was known for being tiny and practical, almost like a toy car on the road. But now, the updated Nano looks like it's been through a serious glow-up. It's still compact, which is perfect for crowded city streets, but the styling feels sharper, sportier, and more modern. The headlights are sleeker, the body has smooth curves, and it's got a personality now that makes you smile when you see it. It's not trying to be a mini SUV or anything it's not. It embraces being small, cute, and functional, but with just enough flair to turn heads. And here's where things get really interesting. Under the hood, the new Nano is rumored to feature a hybrid setup. That's a huge leap forward from the original, which was all about being affordable but not exactly innovative when it came to performance. With a hybrid system, you're not just looking at better fuel efficiency, you're also looking at lower emissions, which makes it more eco-friendly and future-ready. For a car that was always positioned as the people's car, that's a brilliant move. It's practical and progressive at the same time. Now, when you hear Nano, you don't exactly think of off-road adventures, right? But surprisingly, the new version is being talked about with features that actually give it some light off-road ability. We're not talking hardcore mountain trails here, but enough ground clearance, suspension tweaks, and traction control to handle rougher city roads, potholes, and even those quick weekend trips outside town. It's like the Nano has grown up and realized people want a bit of versatility, not just a city pod. And honestly, who wouldn't love a car that's small enough for city parking but tough enough to handle a bumpy countryside road? Step inside, and this is where you really notice the difference from past models. The original Nano's interior was, let's be honest, very bare bones. It was built to keep costs down, so you didn't expect much. But now, the new Nano feels surprisingly premium for its size and price point. You've got a cleaner dashboard, layout, digital displays, touchscreen infotainment, air conditioning that actually works well, and even clever storage spaces that make it practical for everyday use. The seating is more comfortable, the materials feel nicer, and the cabin is quieter, which instantly makes driving it a more enjoyable experience. It no longer feels like just the cheapest car, it feels like a smart choice. Of course, pricing is where the Nano has always been legendary. Back in its first days, it was marketed as the world's cheapest car, and while that tagline grabbed headlines, it also put the Nano in a box that sometimes worked against it. This time around, the strategy feels smarter. Instead of being the absolute cheapest, the Nano positions itself as incredible value for money. You're getting hybrid tech, better design, more features, and even that hint of off-road capability, all at a price that's still far more accessible than most cars on the market. It's affordable, but without feeling cheap, and that's a big difference. When you compare it to the past models, it almost feels like night and day. The old Nano was revolutionary because it was so inexpensive, but it didn't give you much beyond that. This new version? It's revolutionary because it blends affordability with modern expectations. It's kind of like the Nano has finally caught up with what people wanted it to be in the first place. A small, efficient, reliable car that you don't just buy because it's cheap, but because you actually want to drive it. And that's what makes the Nano's story so exciting. It's not just about a car, it's about an idea. The idea that mobility should be accessible, that innovation can come in small packages, and that sometimes the underdog can rewrite the rules. Seeing the Nano evolve from being the world's cheapest car to becoming a stylish, hybrid, feature-packed city car is the kind of comeback story that makes you root for it. So, whether you're someone who remembers the original Nano with nostalgia, or you're just hearing about it for the first time, this is a car worth paying attention to. Because who knows, maybe the Nano will once again inspire a whole new generation of drivers.